Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me. So let's get into it. Child. Oh, Child would not be okay with this. In fact, he'd be extremely jealous. He was just eyeing them, gritting his teeth, and he looks like he's this close to evaporating or killing someone in vicinity. And you're just doing your best to smile at him while you're hugging your male friend. But that's not enough to calm him down, because then he interrupts, pulling you away and telling you that he forgot he had an errand to run and that you have to be there for it. And quickly, he takes you and leaves, leaving your friend stunned. But before you know it, some of his underlings were talking to your friend. Thankfully, you didn't get to see the part, because otherwise, it wouldn't have turned out so pretty. But don't worry, your friend walked unscathed, at least physically. Emotionally, though? Yeah, not so much. He did get scared for life, and it meant he wasn't going to hug you again. At least not with Child around. Probably not with him being not around either. Your friend is scared for life, and blame Child for it. Albedo. Albedo is actually as gentle as a flower. So when he sees someone else hugging you, he's not too jealous. He's really just a nice guy, and he's considerate. He knows you have best friends who can also be men too, and for the most part, he doesn't care. He lets you do as you please, and he knows that since you chose him, you aren't going to choose anyone else. He was confident, and he trusted you. So I felt like there was nothing to worry about. Therefore, any of his jealousy wasn't needed, unless that someone was someone that you didn't know very well, and someone who was clearly trying to flirt with you and make him jealous. In that case, he was going to get them in his own way. And it wasn't like Albedo had to do a lot. He was already a genius, and someone with a lot of influence in Mondstadt. So, whoever that guy is, Albedo's achievements put him to shame immediately. And he wouldn't even think that he compares. No one really tries when you're with Albedo. At least, not anyone with a brain. Venti. Venti actually gets jealous sometimes, though he doesn't look like it. He looks like a baby. Like someone who could never fathom such emotions like jealousy and hatred and all those ugly feelings. But they exist in every single one of us, and we don't always control them. It wasn't like we could. And you never actually expect him to be jealous. It was the furthest thing from reality on your mind, because Venti, smelly little happy Venti, jealous? It seemed unreal, and maybe it was with the way he was looking at him. But then, as soon as your friend turned around, he was happy and cheery and smelly, but you knew Venti enough to know it was fake. And when the guy went away, he grabbed you, hard enough to stun you into silence, and kept your face in his hands, kissing you and making out with you in broad daylight. And you were just grateful that no one else was around to see you, because otherwise it would have been humiliating. Other than that, the kiss he gave you was one you would treasure and take with you to the grave. That was just how good it was. Kazuha. Kazuha's actually just really nice, kind, and gentle. He doesn't ever want to hurt you. And moreover, he doesn't want to embarrass you in front of anyone. He doesn't want to be an inconvenience, but it seemed like some other people did not understand the hint. Of course, those people not being you. No, but your friend, who couldn't see just how annoyed he was becoming. And Kazuha was just sick of it. At this point, he didn't even know what to do anymore. Your friend was not relenting anytime soon. So he just looked at you, and him, and loudly cleared his throat. A little angry, and when your friend backed away, he could clearly see it. And He apologized, telling you that he was going to have to do some work anyway and that he had to leave, which obviously wasn't true. He just didn't want to make Kazuha more angry, since it didn't seem like it would be such a good thing in the near future. And thankfully, that was all that he needed to calm down. Kazuha just held you, wrapping his arms around you and apologizing for acting so jealous. To which you quickly responded, was saying that he didn't need to be sorry and that you understood. Because you did, and you're not mad at him at all. Everyone gets a little jealous sometimes, and Kaza handled it pretty well. Scaramouche. Scaramouche is actually kind of a little bit too jealous and a little bit too possessive. But you really thought he would get less possessive as time passed, and less jealous too. But it seemed like his anger issues wouldn't just disappear away so easily. And when he saw someone else hugging you, he just glared. And quickly, he was having you be taken away from them as he wrapped his arms around you, glaring at them and asking who they were and why they were touching you like that. And seeing as he was a harbinger, your friend couldn't even retaliate, and they just apologized for getting so close and telling him that they wouldn't do it again. To which Scaramouche responded that it would be good for their own good. Yeah, whatever that meant. And you just look at him, glaring a little bit because you're upset because of how embarrassed you were and how your friend must have felt. And it resulted into a lecture from you and a pouty Scaramouche. But truly, he needed to listen to you, at least for the future of your relationship, because you couldn't keep going on like this when he was so jealous. And thankfully, he does try his best. For you. Xiao. Xiao was actually really jealous, but he wouldn't say a thing until he knew that he needed to interrupt, because otherwise, this guy was not going away. And while this annoying friend of yours was hugging you, Xiao just glared a little bit until it just stretched out for too long, so he teleported him away until your friend noticed he was hugging a tree instead, and Xiao had your hand in his and was walking you away from him, while you just kept bugging him, telling him that this wasn't right, but he wasn't going to listen now. He had waited for too long and he was sick of your friend. You could talk when you got home. And talk you did. Maybe it resulted into you being a little bit too sad, but you're going to make up soon after. Don't worry.